I realized there's a giant hole in my wall. I'm gonna try to fix that. Replace it with something else. I don't know what. Um, yeah, AJ Styles is a queer. Um, King of the Iron Fist is still dead. There's no hopes of a soon recovery, so if he does recover, he recovers. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Till then, I'll be keeping hold on things, and we may bring in some special guests here every now and then. Like, for this Friday, we have a video coming up, and I know what you guys think, and I think you know what it is. I think you know. That's right. It's going to be total nonstop deletion. Except we're not reviewing the whole thing, because that's the whole 2-hour show, and really, I'm not going to review / react to all of that. So, you'll get a reaction video to the Apocalypto match. That's what we decided on. It will be me, the homeless man, and maybe whoever else decides to come over. But we'll have a reaction video to the Apocalypto match. I'm sure it will be wild. I'm sure it will be insane. We'll react to that. Maybe we'll react to King Maxwell's debut. Not positive. It may happen. It may not. All depends on how things go. What's the other thing that's going to happen? Nakamura ran. I went over that. Yeah. Those videos will be coming up here soon. We'll have special guests on the channel. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe the special guest will just be my will to live, which is slowly dying. So, yeah. Today's video. Someone in the last comment section asked about it, and I figured I might as well just do a video on it. Once again, running out of video ideas here. That's why you get less videos. So if you want me to do a video on something about anything, just leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll do it for you. Or we'll do it for you, or whatever the situation may be. Said he wanted me to talk about my feelings about the TNA purchase and the DCC unveiling. So, instead, I'm gonna cover those topics, but I'm just gonna do a TNA in general video and just give my overall thoughts on TNA at the moment. So I guess this will be a TNA week because we'll be talking about TNA here, and then we'll be talking about the total nonstop deletion on Thursday. There may be a Roadblock review thing. I don't know. I really have no interest to watch that show because Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks in a 30-minute Iron Man match makes me want to drown myself in acid. So I may not even fucking bother with that show. But we'll see how things go. TNA. Let's talk about TNA. So, the first, I guess we'll talk about the purchase. We'll talk about the purchase of Anthem Media purchasing TNA. Is it a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing, of course, because TNA is still going to go on, and we're going to have another wrestling company to support. And really, as long as Matt Hardy's around with his broken brilliance, that's all I need in TNA. I'm looking out the window because there's suspicious people outside, John. Perhaps they'll be involved in a handicap match. So, as long as TNA has the money to keep going, then they might as well keep going. I don't want TNA to die because, like, I don't think any wrestling company deserves to die because it's not, the show may be terrible, but the people there have jobs, and I mean, they need jobs, and it's not like I want them to go to WWE and rot there forever or go to Ring of Honor where it's all about respect and honor. They might as well be in TNA's shithole and get paid for what they can than go to some other company and get paid for being absolutely fucking worthless. So yeah, Anthem Media's purchase not that bad. Billy Corgan not in the company anymore. I don't know how I feel about that because I was told that Billy Corgan was put into control of like creative from the internet. They said that Billy Corgan was given full creative control for the last set of tapings, and these past few shows have been absolutely terrible. So if Billy Corgan leaving fixes that, then no, go away. I don't need you. You came up with Decay, good for you. I'm glad you had one good idea. The Grand Championship was a terrible idea. Team X Gold makes no sense, and all this other bullshit you came up with can go out the window. I'm glad that he's gone, I guess. Now, I'm not going to say he doesn't have a good mind in the wrestling business, but it's clear that this last set of tapings, he doesn't know how to produce a good show. Eddie Edwards became champion for no reason. Moose became champion for no reason. Lashley hasn't been on the show in weeks. And it's like a lot of people have been phased out. And then Mahabali Shera, Grado, Al Snow, the Tribunal, and other useless fucks have been getting pushed. So obviously Billy Corgan has no idea what he's doing when it comes to booking a show. We had a double strap match on Impact. A double strap match. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is a double strap match? Whatever. That's some Vince Russo shit right there. So yeah, he can go away. DCC. Let's talk about the DCC because they have a thing with the Hardys right now, the Hardy Boys. I don't know who Eddie Kingston is. I don't know who that is. I'm hearing from the internet that's his name. Like, because they just call him Kingston on TNA. So I'm like, okay, is that Kofi Kingston? Is that who you're talking about? But apparently his name is Eddie Kingston. So, I don't know much about him. I haven't seen much about him to judge. He looks like a badass appearance-wise, but he could just be a total another jobber, smart queer that everybody overrates for no reason. Bram is Bram. He's just another big guy with no character or no direction. And then James Storms hasn't had direction in forever. And they just grouped them into one stable. I don't even like the idea behind the DCC. I don't understand what the idea is. The masks conceal their actions? Like, what does that mean? You don't wear the mask when you do the actions that you do. So why the fuck do you have the mask? And then I don't get the whole with the whole buffering sound in the background with them holding up the notes page. It looks like they're reading off like some notes of a wrestling show trying to review it behind this like ISIS camera. I don't understand. Is there a gimmick behind it? Is there a reason why they're doing it? And you know, there's probably not a reason anymore because I guarantee you the reason involved around Billy Corgan, and now that Billy Corgan's gone, there's just another Aces and Eights stable who's just destroying TNA for no reason. Joy. I'm not going to say I don't like the feud with Hardys because I do, because the little skits that they do are usually pretty funny and they usually bring entertainment to me and they make me want to actually watch the show, but I don't understand what the group of the DCC as a whole is. I don't understand the point of it. So, yeah, there's my thoughts on that. The world title scene. I think EC3 is turning heel soon. I hope to God he's turning heel soon because EC3 is 100 times better as a heel than he is a face. God, I just hate EC3 as a face. Like, I started liking EC3 because he relates to me as a person. He's, like, spoiled. He's rich. He's cocky. He's arrogant. That's who I am. In case you don't know. I don't work for shit in my life. That's why I'm here talking to you people right now. Because I actually somewhat care about you people, I guess. But, like, I just don't understand how EC3 can be a face. I don't understand it. He's like, oh, he's the nephew of Dixie Carter, and he's here to save the company. Shouldn't that be like a heel thing? Shouldn't that be like, he's granted privileges, and he's worked his way to the top. He didn't have to do shit. Shouldn't that be a heel thing? And then people get on him about it, like when he's a face. They're like, oh, you didn't work for shit to get here. It's like, okay, well, he's a face. So the people are going to cheer him anyway. So why the fuck are you saying this shit? I think he's turning heel soon. I hope Eddie Edwards loses the belt to him because, God forbid, if I had to deal with more months and weeks of Eddie Edwards as fucking TNA heavyweight champion, I'm going to drown myself. He's so terrible. He doesn't draw a reaction from the crowd anymore. He comes out and there's like 10 people that go, hey, yay. And like, nobody fucking knows that he's champion. He's Chris Sabin. Eddie Edwards is Chris Sabin here in 2016. They think people actually care about him, but the truth is, nobody cares about him. Because he should belong in the X division and the tag team division. This is another problem. This is the problem when you take wrestlers out of their divisions. They disconnect with the crowd they're supposed to be appealing to. That's what's happening with Eddie Edwards now. He's not supposed to be a heavyweight champion. That's the top draw of the company. Eddie Edwards can't be a top draw of the company. So please get the title belt off of him. Rosemary's Knockouts champion. It was one of the better title wins in Knockouts memory. I hate how they had the steel cage main event on Impact and they had to be like, history's making tonight. They do that with enough of the women on WWE. Please don't do it here on Impact. Nobody needs it here on Impact. I like Rosemary as champion. I like the idea of it. I don't know what she deserved to get a title shot, but I like the idea of her being champion because at least she's a knockout with character. Allie continues to be the best babyface on the roster in TNA currently. She gets over all the time. People love Allie. Her character is great. I love the expressions she does in the ring, and I love how she didn't know how to wrestle, and she had to train with Braxton Sutter or whatever. I don't understand how that only happened in 2 weeks, but apparently it happened in 2 weeks. So yeah, I love the Allie storyline. Moose becoming Grand Champion. He's better than Aaron Rex, I guess, but at the same time, it's like, why did this happen? Is it just to prove Moose is still dominant because you haven't had him on the show in weeks and you don't know what else to do with him? They don't know what they're doing with Mike Bennett anymore. Who's the tag team champions? The Hardys are tag team champions feuding with DCC. Heavyweight champions Eddie Edwards. I think I've been over everything. I think I would never do it. Oh, the X Division Championship. Let me talk about the X Division. DCC is the X Division Champion. It's still random 6-man tag matches and Team X Gold for some dumb reason. Mandrews is heel now, which literally they explained this on Impact and it was the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life. Josh Matthews said, Mandrews, he's gone pretty emo ever since turning. Emo? What? Does Josh Matthews know what emo means? Emo is when you cut yourself and you're depressed 24/7. If I was cutting myself 24/7 and I was depressed, I would seek out a doctor and I would probably be praised by the fans because they would feel sympathetic towards me. You can't be a heel and be emo. That makes no sense. Why the fuck would you be emo and be a heel? You're supposed to boo this guy who cuts himself and is depressed 24/7. That's a sympathetic factor. You're supposed to feel bad for that guy. So now I feel bad for Mandrews as a person. I feel like he's like depressed and emotionally cutting himself or like physically cutting himself. And that's probably why he wears that skateboard jacket to the ring to hide his little cuts on his skin. Yeah. So I'm kind of concerned for Mandrews now. I really hope he gets better eventually. It's probably going to end today's video. I don't know what else to talk about here. I think I went up through everything TNA. TNA... It's the worst show right now in wrestling, next to Ring of Honor, of course, because Ring of Honor is never going to be forgiven for the sins that they commit on every single TV show that they have. I'm not going to say it's less entertaining than Raw, because at least Raw has, at least TNA has the Hardy Boys, but at the same time, it's like, I can actually sit through Raw. TNA, I put on the TV and I barely pay attention. And I barely pay attention to Raw either, but I pay more attention to Raw, so. Yeah. Like I said, leave your video suggestions down below. If you've got any questions for me, ask them below. I'll answer them maybe. Apocalypto reactions this week. Maybe the King Maxwell debut reactions this week. That's it. What are you looking at?